Hey guys, this is Manshark Sub LPs. I'm Sub. This is Crusader Kings II, and this is Millennia in the Making episode 32. We're currently playing as King Ludolf the Great of Bavaria and Pomerania, and he is the son of King Otto of Bavaria, formerly Duke of Brunswick, formerly Duke of Saxony. And we're currently involved in two wars at this stage. We're an ally in the Al-Amani Holy War for Jerusalem, so we don't care if we win or lose that, obviously. Though, if we come down here to Jerusalem, I'd say the Byzantine should win that eventually, just because he's got more men up here that he really should be sending down. And we're also involved, as an ally, defending against Nibelung of Aquitaine for his revolt for Aquitaine. And we're doing that because Nibelung is a Carling. Let's just get the timer started there. Because Nibelung is a Carling, and the current king of Aquitaine is a de Toulouse. We just sold one of our prisoners back. And, well, we don't want Carlings to get Aquitaine back. It's that simple. You know, we're trying to break the Carlings of all their stuff. We really do have a lot of weak claims that we could press, but I'm not interested in that. What we are doing is murdering our way through the Byzantine lineage while we take Aquitaine. Well, not take it, but, you know, defend it against this guy down here. He's actually leading an army, which is kind of a strange decision from him. See how good he is, actually. Yeah, it's a very strange decision from him because he's terrible at it. Well, not terrible, he's just not that great. Our own personal ambitions, which may be a little bit of redundancy there, but, you know, I'm fine with a little bit of redundancy, was to come over here and take Bohemia at some stage. To do that, or the original plan, is to get the Duchy of Moravia. Unfortunately, it was recently usurped by this woman, Sviatoslava Piast. And the Duke of Carinthia is throwing his vote around again. And so we can't usurp it until the 6th of September in 2 years' time. Now we got the ecumenical patriarch of the Orthodox Church to like us a little bit. That's alright, but it's not what he's actually there for. He's there to get... Our Chancellor is in Constantinople to get Basilius Basilios II to like us more. Because he doesn't like us because we murdered 2 of his children. Even though he is an ally, I think. Is he actually an ally? Of course he's an ally. We can't call him to war because we're involved in this little internal dispute, but he called us to war for this place, so he must still be an ally. Yeah, we won this place, we got a little bit more gold. This is another good thing about us turning up and helping out people in wars. We get some gold. I mean, we lose a bit just because we have all of our levies raised, but it's not something that we can't handle. So, let's just come over here. This place is still building a keep. And it will be finished on the 9th of June this year. So that'll be good. We should see a fairly sizable increase in our troop numbers there. I think we're going to build a training ground in Andax. Or, let's see what our other options are. Or we could start really improving Wittelsbach here. We could get another keep. We could get some stables. A new barracks. Let's get a new barracks in Wittelsbach. See, that's only taken about half of the gold we had, so we're good there. In other news, apologies if I sound a little different. I usually wait a few hours after I wake up to record. You know, do it after lunch, that sort of thing. I woke up really late today. This guy has converted to Orthodoxy. We've gotten that message because we're monitoring the Basilius here as a special character. Anyway, yeah, I woke up really late today because I stayed up like till 5 o'clock last night. Well, this morning, I should say. Due to trying to transfer half a terabyte of files from one external USB drive to another. Never again. Just, just ridiculous. Took me forever. Okay, so we've finished besieging all of the holdings in Auvergne, so we're just going to move down to Gaverdon and do up those places. Nice and easy. The Carlings are attacking all of these little provinces. Countess Bertha of Braunschweig has inherited Braunschweig. She has a non-dynastic heir. That's alright. We're going to immediately... Oh, he died in an accident? Was it a suspicious accident? No, legitimate accident. That's weird. Anyway, we're going to betroth her to somebody in a matrilineal betrothal. He says, as he tries to find out how to do that with, oh, we're going to have to do it from somebody from the court. That's alright. She is 2 years old, so we want to find her somebody who's of similar age. The only other people of similar age are my grandsons. You know what? This kid's an imbecile. He's not really going to help us out with anything. We don't even have to make it matrilineal because they're both Lodolfingers, which technically is some form of incest, but, you know, it's fine. For now. We're not expecting much from them. Alright, the war for Aquitaine has won. The Duke Nibelung of Valois here has been imprisoned for his false attempt, so that's good. We'll take all of our troops back here, and when we get them back here, we can get rid of the levy forces. Yes, of course you accepted my offer. It was smart. Recenza here, who is the wife of the former Duke of Tyrol, at some stage, wants to kill Diepold Conrada. I wonder who Diepold Conrada is. The heir to the Duchy of Tyrol. No, I'm fine with that. It's fine. Okay, so there's a little Catholic uprising going on in Hungary, so what must have happened? Yeah, the Tengri guy won in Hungary. Let me just check Hungary's troop numbers, because that was another thing that we were looking at, expanding into Hungary. And I believe that they were doing terribly. See, here's us. We've got 10,963 troops available. We could take any single one of the Carlings. Even Lotharingia, which is their biggest realm, we could take it. But we probably couldn't take them all at once, so that's just really the issue there. Jeez, the Pope always has a lot of gold. You can see here, he's got 10,000 gold. He just has a lot. I'm not seeing Hungary on this list, so they can't be doing this badly. They really can't be doing this badly. What? I must have missed them. Oh no, here they are. 3,400. Alright. Well, that's fine. So what I'll do, march my troops over here, get rid of the levies, and we'll see what sort of wars we could start. Because we want to take some of these Catholic lands back before he converts them to Tengri. So what we'll probably be doing, we could have a holy war for Nitra, Esztergom, or Pécs. You can see here, Pécs is already half Tengri. Esztergom is still fully Catholic. And Nitra is still fully Catholic, I believe. Yep. But they're in the process of being converted, which we want to try and avoid that from happening. It shouldn't take long because, I mean, it shouldn't be a big thing because, well, the Tengri religion is a pagan religion, an unreformed pagan religion at that, so it is inferior at converting Catholicism and other good reformed sort of codified religions. This guy is being accused of being a heretic. I don't care if he is, because he's not my direct vassal, so of course he's a heretic. Now I have just noticed here, this county is at war. There are actually a lot of places at war, and this is strange to me. What's happening? The King of Poland is attacking the Queen of Bohemia. Alright, yeah, that's fine. For Praha, which is this place here. This guy must be independent. Okay, so I don't know why he's independent. That's bizarre to me. He should be part of Poland. Maybe the Queen of Poland released him as a independent thing. Our spy master got imprisoned by the Basilius, probably for spying. That's alright. We're going to make Udo here our new spy master. And we're going to send him straight back to study technology in Constantinople. So no doubt we'll get a message that, you know, there we go. Your spy master has been trying to learn of new technological advancements. So he arrested him, and he doesn't like us even more now. And he'll probably, yeah, he's blinded the guy. Which has made him a little bit worse at being a spy master. But otherwise, it's unfortunate. God damned Byzantine. Makes him think he can just blind my men. He'll get his. Yeah, he'll get his. Okay, so these troops are almost home. Come on. There we go. So now we put down the levies. Let's just check our retinue. I think we're pretty much at cap. Yep. That's fine. And we're going to move our men over to Hradec. What we're planning on doing here, it will probably be a holy war. And you'll probably call a bunch of these people into the fight. Ooh, interestingly, we discussed this in a previous episode, but the former Queen of Poland was Slavic. The current king is Romuva. So let's just have a look at how that's changed things. So he can call in these people up here and pretty much nobody else. What's this? What's happening here? Right. This is all going to become Norse. So this is another reason why we don't want to fight the Norse just yet, because they own Russia, basically, or this part of Russia. Is that Russia? Yeah, kind of Rus and Konigata and that sort of stuff. I think it's actually going to be like Lithuania in the future, but whatever. It's Konigata now. So, okay, this guy just keeps on telling me that the head of the Orthodox Church likes me. He's not who I'm trying to impress, dude. This is the guy I'm trying to impress. He really doesn't like us. Oh well, we did murder like 2 of his children. Anyway, we're going to try and take this province here. It's held by a remover guy, so we could do a holy war, and it's not going to be too bad for us. We'll probably have to raise up demesne levies for it, just because the holy war might involve all of these guys, and Poland could get involved as well, and I want to be sure, that sort of thing. Another thing we could do would be to, no, apparently we can't offer to join the Queen of Bohemia's war, for some reason. But if we come up here and take this province here, it will give us Bohemia, basically. And that'll be good. But I am looking at these Tengri guys and just kind of being a little hesitant about them. Excuse me. Still, they have their own things to worry about. They have Catholic uprisings. As well they should. Our religious brethren are fighting back against the infidel, etc., etc. Infidel or heathen? Heathens are like heretics and stuff, if I remember right, whereas infidels are just pure different religion. It's a lot clearer in Europa because it actually tells you and there are different modifiers dependent on that. But yeah, this is Crusader Kings, so that's not a factor at this stage in time. Human. See, that's quite a large Polish army there, so what I'm going to do is declare the war on this guy now. There we go. Raise up my levies. There we go. Combine them, say here. Okay, yep, so Polotska's become hostile to us. That's fine, that's one we actually declared on. We're still making money, though that should change fairly... Well, we won't be making as much money. But of note... Oh look, we have a elite amount of troops there. You know, while I've got the money, I'm just going to improve the castle fortifications in Munchen. It's our main holding. It's important that it, you know, is good. Pope likes us. Good on us. Yeah, this Catholic uprising was quite big. The King of Smaland has joined in. That's alright. He usually joins in and is completely worthless. Oh, and it's actually a Catholic-held territory. Of course it is, because it's, yeah, part of this area here. So that's good for us, because it means we can just plant our entire army there. And we can call him a Basilius, but he won't do it, because he doesn't like us at all. Which I gotta say is fair enough. And true to form, we're now... Well, we're not winning this holy war for Jerusalem, which is a defensive war, by the way, so we're not gaining anything out of it. We're just preventing them from losing Jerusalem. The Byzantine, that is. But, yeah, he must have gotten his troops down there in time, and, yeah, look at that. He's got almost a 10,000 stack hovering around. Oh, wonderful. About time. So, the Basilius still has a negative opinion of us, but it's not as negative as it could have been. He is also wounded, which is interesting. Very interesting. Maybe he'll get himself killed. So yeah, while it does show that we're hostile to the Catholic uprising here, I'm not going to go down and kill them or anything. What I am going to do is... Okay, so what's happened here? I am still in the army here because I am leading this unit here. I'm not in control of any flank. So what I'm going to do to stop that, because I don't want to be in the army, is give myself control of a flank. So come up here, there, and then resign. And now Lothar is still in control of a flank, and I am safely home in Munchen. Okay, quickest route to Boleslav is that way, I guess. Off we go. And hopefully we'll have some nice quick sieges, because he took most of his troops out to come over here. And we can do this with minimal loss. Of note, he's only called the High Chief of the Coronians, which is this place up here, our removers. They have quite a nice family crest, I must say. Is that family crest? They also have a nice family crest, as well as the country shield thing. Much better than someone I could name. Not saying those names, though. Carling motherfuckers. Ah, Whirl has been converted to the Catholic faith. Wunderbar! Okay, so now the only place that isn't Catholic is Rana here. So we'll send our dude to proselytize in Rana. And he should have a, 12.66% chance. It's good to have a good chaplain. Yes, the Duke of Carinthia is still throwing his vote around, like, you know, I don't know. We've got an independence faction, it's formed. Why doesn't he like us? He might have just picked up the ambitious trait at some point. Neither of these factions are anything to really be worried about. It's kind of annoying, but, you know, unless we take huge losses somewhere, then nothing to be worried about. Because, if I'm right, yeah, most of our vassals like us. I mean, we've got maybe four guys that are kind of ambivalent, but as soon as we hit Bishop Wardolf here, everybody from there is above 50, so they like us. What we want to avoid is doing anything weird, though. Like, I guess, revoking titles without reason and imprisoning people without reason and things like that. Or losing all of our army somewhere. That would be a terrible thing to happen. Quick siege coming up. We're not going to attack it, like, directly, of course. Yes, the Duke of Carinthia. Thank you. We could turn that notification off about the votes changing around the place, but while it's annoying that we keep on getting the Duke of Carinthia saying, "Oh, I'm going to change my vote to him," then the next month, "Oh, I think I'll vote for him instead." It's important to have that notification up normally, just in case people start throwing their votes around that we don't know about. Anyway, it has come to my attention that the Chancellor of Thuringen, Cardinal Heinrich, who is actually a really cool guy, look at all of that, wow, has bribed and threatened his way through my domain, trying to get enough people to recognize a claim on my title that he has fabricated for his liege, Count Poppo of Thuringen. They better not use it. They probably will. The AI usually uses it. But that's fine, because the Count by himself doesn't have the... Yeah, there we go, he's using the claim. So he's got a strong claim, but he cannot inherit, like, he can't send it to one of his kids. Like, his kids can't inherit that unless he declares a war on me for it. Or his liege declares a war on me for it. It's fine. He's part of East Francia. The problem is, of course, that the East Francian... Whoops. Has the kings. Like, you know, all of these wonderful kings of places. La Virginia will not back him up. I mean, look at that. He's furious with him for some reason. They had a little interfamilial war or something. So, the King of La Phrygia likes me more than the King of East Francia. The King of Italy has about the same opinion of us. And the King of West Francia also has about the same opinion of us. This is a little strange. I thought they all hated me. The modifiers for killing their children must have gone away or something. I wonder how people like the King of Italy. La Virginia likes me more, West Francia likes me more, and East Francia doesn't like me at all, but that's kind of expected. So we have the potential that if we go to war with Italy, he'll only call on East Francia. That could be something to exploit in the future. But I'd really like to have a bigger army before then, so we're going to keep on expanding to the east. We'll come west at some point. Probably after King Ludov here dies, but you know, that's what happens. I'm quite proud of my son, Duke Ulrich. He's married quite a looker, all things considered. And she has a learning-based trait. It's one of the lower ones, so she doesn't take the minus fertility penalty. And she only has plus fertility from the lustful trait, and he's already had 2 lovely granddaughters. Wonderful. Good work, Ulrich. Have a son. Speaking of sons, I'm pretty sure that we're past the age where we could father another child, so, you know, we can no longer blame Princess Sophia. No, we're getting messages about the Byzantine Empire that, you know, don't really matter. We've finished barracks in Wittelsbach. That's good. Can't really afford anything else there for the moment. It's fine. So, the Polotskians are besieging the citadel of Pilsen, but they're making very slow progress on it in comparison to our very swift progress over here. So that's fine. We may have to just rock up and beat them up, but I'd like to avoid doing that, just because it will cost us some men. We've built castle fortifications in Munchen. Can't afford anything else there. It's a very tough place to actually attack now, so I'm happy with that. We have had another faction just show up, I think. Yeah, Walram for Bavaria. My nephew. Doesn't matter. It's fine. I might consider, I would have considered giving this guy some money to improve his disposition towards me, but 70 gold is way too much. So we're just going to give him a title. We're going to make him Master of the Hunt. You can tell he's not a good guy because of his little moustache. We had some other people join in on our war, but, well, they're all irrelevant, I gotta say. The Mayor of Dachau died from complications of being blinded. So that's unfortunate, isn't it? Cardinals are going around the place. I think we're fine with all of our arrangements here with our councillors. We could just say, you know, fuck this guy and like go and improve one of the Carling's opinion of us more, so that we could potentially hit up somebody for something, like one of the Carlings. But it's all long-term planning, and while the game is all about long-term planning, I think it's the best thing in the long term is to have a Byzantine like us. He's our only real ally, and yeah, we really need to have him like us better. Apparently the Chilonids are getting involved in a war for Sicily. Where's Sicily at? It's an island there, and the island of Malta. And that's from the Tunisians, but I think he'll win that. He probably doesn't even need to call on us. I wish he would, so that we could join in and be like, hey, we're totally helping out, give us opinion. Okay, well, speaking of the Basilius, we've got another 30 points, so good on us. We've got positive opinion again. And Count Sigmund of Celli is trying to fabricate a claim on the Duchy of Brunswick. Now, this is good for us, because Count Sigmund of Celli is a member of a faction. You can't arrest somebody for being a member of a faction, but you can arrest somebody for plotting against you. He's all the way up there. We'll probably get the arrest chance in, and it's not going to really cost us anything because, you know, whatever. So we arrested him. Can't revoke the title. I don't want to release him. I don't want to execute him. I don't want to banish him. And I could ransom him for 70 gold, but no. I'm just going to keep him there. Who inherits Celli? This guy. This guy is a good vassal because he has the content trait, so we're going to let that happen. And if the Count of Celli starts complaining about his situation, we'll shove him in the oblate, which should hasten his demise. We're a pretty cool king. I mean, we've got over 3,000 prestige, almost 1,000 piety. Yeah, depending on how fast the sieges of Jason and Haradest here shouldn't take too long. But after we take Glads, we might come over here and just kick in the actual Polotskian army. Just because I don't like them besieging my shit. They have about 10 ticks left. I have one more until I take this place, so they'll have about 9 when it comes time to actually do the calculations. This guy. Well, let everybody know that I was trying to kill her, so now, you know, we're back at negatives with this guy. It's fine. Wouldn't mind it if you guys could actually, you know, get in on it and kill the people. Like, you know, we've got over 100% war score, get on it. Okay, siege is won. Yeah, we'll wait for the city to fall. It's going to take us 2 siege ticks. We have a grandson. Excellent. Almerac. Yeah, 2 ticks and this guy won't get very far in that time. We do want to leave a little bit of time just in case we need to come over there and kick him in anyway. But, you know, I think we've got plenty of it. We'll probably march through Praha and Domažlic to get there instead of going up and over the river. Siege 1. It's going to be 4 ticks for that. How's he doing? Yeah, we're going to play chance. Let's see if he'll actually give in already. Nope. We could assault the holding and we'd probably win, but we'd lose some men, and I don't really want to lose men. And these factions are weak as anything. The strongest one is the independence faction at almost 15%. 50% is about where you want to worry about an independence faction at, whereas 80% I think for the other guys. These are fine. I'm fine with that. Doesn't matter. It's all good. Well, the head of the Orthodox Church sure loves the hell out of us, but don't particularly care about that. It looks like the Basilius got over being wounded. Which is fair enough. He is a strong, brave, ambitious, etc., etc. I just had a thought. Need to find the Byzantine. This one is not married. Mayhap we could arrange a betrothal. Nope. Wants a better alliance, because we wouldn't even give him an alliance because we're already allied. If we clicked matrilineal, they'd be fine with it. Would they? No, apparently not even. But, yeah. So that's just huge negatives there. It's fine. What about... And this probably won't go through either because it'll have the same modifiers. What about Princess Nicorette? Well, how old is she? 6. Yeah, still a no, and even matrilineally. Though we wouldn't want to marry them matrilineally, we'd want to marry them normally. 1 more siege tick. And then we need to hustle over here to Pilsen. Unless we can declare victory already. Nope. Alright, so I want to come down like that. They may take the castle in this time, but it's a vassal castle, so I don't particularly care. And we'll be able to retake it very swiftly. Yep, there we go. That's because we had a event trigger where the defenders did a little raid stupidly and lost. We'll get there before they take out the temple, though. Which is good. I think we lost a little bit of gold and piety from that. Tiny amounts. So, you know, it's fine, though. It doesn't really matter. And we're still making money. Kiermont, 3rd of September, they get to Domažlic, and then after that, they should have a clear run through to Pilsen. 17th. They're going to catch him. That's good. So he's going to move out on the 24th. We're going to get there on the 17th. We've caught him. And we've stopped his progression of the siege as well, because he's moving. Now, he switched his movement target, but we're still going to catch. He's got a pretty cool guy. Well, the chief himself is 21 marshal, but that's nothing compared to, you know, an army 10 times his size. Wiped out, wonderful, and that's a victory for us. So, yep, great. Okay, so we've just had a few wonderful little messages show up. First one is that we got a bunch of titles. We're going to be giving those away by generating new guys because they were the wrong type. And Glatz here, other than just being kind of a miserable place, we don't want it. We want to give it to somebody else. So let's see. This is the duchy that it's a part of. I don't want any of these guys, either of these two, to have more than 2 holdings in the Duchy of Bohemia, because if they have 3, then they can try and take the ducal title, which we could usurp, but you know what? It probably won't matter, because I believe Bohemia is under Gavelkind. Yeah, which is an issue, don't get me wrong, but it won't matter too much if we have a duke with a few provinces there. So we could give it to this guy, or we could give it to this guy. We're going to give it to this guy because he's matrilineally married to an Udolfinger. Ludolfinger, that is. So we just come down here and grant him Boleslav. Good on him. Now we've got a message up here that we could usurp the Kingdom of Bohemia. We can't do it though because the Queen of Bohemia is currently at war in this little thing for Praha, and she won't let us join in because reasons, I guess. I would totally join in. We can usurp the actual Duchy of Bohemia. Which, you know, I guess we could do that. It'll cost us 100 gold, and we wouldn't be able to hold the ducal title. We'd have to give it to somebody, so let's just leave that alone for the moment. The one we actually want is the Kingdom of Bohemia, so we'll just wait on that. In the meantime, let's turn our attention to Hungary, which is currently experiencing a revolt for this guy ruling the place. Now, he's Catholic, so he's one of the guys who converted. He might have been a former king, I don't know. He does have a strong claim on the Kingdom of Hungary. But, yeah, I'd actually say he might have been the former king. But, if he wins, we'll no longer get holy wars against Hungary. So what we're going to do is declare for, I believe, Nitra? I think Nitra was the one we were going for. It's either that or Esztergom. Now let's take Nitra, I think. Nitra is a bigger duchy to begin with. I mean, if we look at this, it's got 4 counties in it, whereas Esztergom has 3. Right, so move our troops up here to Olomouc. And the plan is to strike through there into Trenčín, Ava, Gamor, and Nitra itself. Hopefully we can do that. Well, we're going to try and get into the mountains and take the mountains first, because we don't want to be fighting guys in the mountains. And just to go back a bit, we don't have to worry about the religion of Boleslav. It just needs to be held by a German, which it is, because it was already Catholic. There's a sizable revolt going on in Poland that I hadn't noticed. Where's the Queen of Poland at? Just get me that. Of a King of Poland, sorry. The Polish revolt for Princess Gertruda's claim on Poland. Where is Princess Gertruda? I have no idea. Bizarre. But if we come up here and check out... Oh, hang on. Apparently we hadn't paused the game. My nephew has become a thrifty clerk. Really just, you know, boring, I guess. We'll get no alliance from marrying a princess of Aquitaine. Did we make an alliance with Aquitaine? No. An alliance with Aquitaine would be kind of nice. Because, you know, not Carlings. Maybe we could find a Carling to marry my nephew too, who I've now just lost where he is. Of course. So, let's see, it was probably... No, it wasn't from there. Where the hell was he from? Ah, there he is. Walram Ludolfinger. He's not the greatest of people. He's really not that good at what he does. So, let's see. Carlings. Are there any Carlings? I don't think so. Yeah, it looks like all the Carlings have gone away. It's almost a Carling. Yeah, I'm not seeing any Carlings. Well, that's irritating. I'm a little surprised that we wouldn't get any alliance from marrying into the House of de Toulouse. So you know what? This kid can have a French bride. Yep, no worries. That's probably why we wouldn't have gotten an alliance, because wait, no, that didn't make sense. Don't worry about that. I mislooked at something. Anyway, now that Poland is in this civil war, we have additional things that we could possibly do. I think. Let's check this out. I'm pretty sure that we could. Yup. This is what I'm thinking. We take all of Cilicia. That's 1, 2, 3, 4 provinces off the Polish. And while they're at a revolt, our war doesn't end if a revolt ends. Our war would only end if we declared on the revolt itself, in that case. So this would be quite a significant win for us. And we know that the Pole has barely any armies worth speaking of. We'd technically be helping out the Bohemian Queen, excuse me there, because we'd be attacking the people who are attacking her. Other Remover would join in. He does have alliances with some of the Norse, but nobody all that important. Yes. Yes, we're going to take the Duchy of Silesia. It's a large part of the Kingdom of Poland. It's one of the one of the 5 duchies that make it up, and I think it's the biggest one of those 5 duchies. And interestingly enough, if we win this, and the Polish revolt hasn't ended, we'll then declare a Polish revolt for Greater Poland. Though that might have some issues, being that that's still pagan-held territory. We can attack Silesia. So is that 5 provinces? Ah, no, Krakow isn't part of it. We can attack Silesia because 3 of the provinces there are pagan. But I've just clicked up here, and this one is definitely Slavic, but it still has a 17k supply limit. Let me have a look at the remover religion. Can raid neighbors, low-tech non-pagans have very low supply limit. So I don't know what's happened there, but we're going to take advantage of it. So, you know what time it is. It's time for one of our good old holy wars. And we're going to raise our troops up again. Put them here. These guys can come up to here to get that siege started. And I'm just gonna take myself out of the role of leading this army. It's not something I want to do. Despite being really good at it, I don't want to. While I understand, we've just converted somebody else to the Catholic faith. That's cool. While I understand that that marriage went through, wonderful. So now she's in our court. She's not bad. She's not great, but she's not bad. She doesn't like us because, well, reasons. Make the babies. What was I talking about? Right. While we're probably going to die eventually, because, you know, we're getting into the part where random death happens just because of our age. I'm not looking forward to it. Like, I'm not saying, oh, we need to die or anything like that. We're still a pretty good king, despite having a bunch of, like, slothful and possessed and cynical. And Ulrich is very good. He's now lustful for some reason. So is his wife. Well, I guess she's attracted to the mighty bald double-chinnedness, and he's attracted to, well, her. Okay, the Chief of Shelmo has joined in, but really? I love it when little tiny provinces join in. It's kind of funny to me. Yep, so just gather all up. We're just going to gather up all our armies in the Leitmeritz, and then take them over to Upper Cilicia. And get that siege going like cracking. We'll actually just tell them to go. It's fine. There's no hostile armies moving around that I can see, so we're good. And come on, get across. 30th is when they all get there. We're still making money. Small amount, but it's fine. There we go. Yep. There we go. We should also do something with, like, the Norse up in the north. I mean, I know it's a little risky to just declare a holy war on them because Konagata and, what's this, Gardariki? Yeah, Gardariki could join in and it wouldn't be very pleasant for us. Excuse me. But I'm not terribly concerned. We actually have a really high supply limit in all of the Polish places. I wonder. No, because we raised troops. What we should have done, and if I'd noticed it, this is what we would have done. When we declared for Cilicia, we would have also declared for Greater Poland as well. Odds are we wouldn't have gotten Greater Poland because they might have ended their little war. But now what we'd have to do is take Cilicia, send our levies home, redeclare. But this is coming along quite nicely for us. We are getting a lot of people join in on the war, but they're all shit kickers. They've got nothing. We can't call him the Byzantine still, because, you know, he doesn't like us because we keep on trying to murder his children. We do have the ecumenical patriarch himself on board, though, so that's kind of amusing. Now what I'm going to try and do is have 200 gold for when I die. That way I can just have my child, like, hold either a feast or a good feast, or some sort of tournament or something like that. We captured this woman. She's a good Catholic, though. She's a really good Catholic. They won't take her back. I don't want to execute her. Executing her cost me 20 piety because she is a Catholic. Can't request any excommunication. I could marry her to someone. I'm not that interested. She's not that good. So we'll just keep her on hand. You never know. She does have a... Well, the Upper Cilician crest is quite nice. But yeah, we're totally going to win this. And then, because we're also having all these weird issues up here. I'm not exactly sure why. I think they're just... Yeah, they're just normal sort of things. But we could, like, come in here and take Shalland just quickly, sort of thing. Holy shit. Either someone's fucking my wife, or I am the most virile 57-year-old that I know. Because I just made wife pregnant. Son would be good. A son would be really good. I mean, I'll take the daughter, but, you know, the son would be even better. And the reason why a son would be better is because he would probably get one. Berta died, so, you know, that's not great. But the son would get the weak claim on the Byzantine Empire. That's good. Just won that siege. Golden piety from it. Lovely. See, this is going to be a bit of a slower war than the previous ones we've been doing, but I think I've got plenty of time. If I'm right, I started recording at, what, 1:40 or something? So it's been 40 minutes? Yes, I record in the middle of a day. Such is the virtue of being currently unemployed. But yeah, this war will take a little bit longer than usual because Poland is a sizable country and not like a little county or something. Walram would like a fief of his own. No. We'll promise to arrange that. We're going to be giving him a fief of his own. We're just going to, just so we remember that, we're going to monitor him. We'll give him something in Cilicia. One of my courtiers has been annoying my wife. My spy master, in fact. Now, let's see. The basic options here are that we can bolster the opinion of one of these two by 25 and the other one by -10. So, the question is, can we sack 10 points from Udo here? And the answer is yes, we can easily sacrifice 10 points. So she did the right thing. And now our wife likes us a little bit more. Okay, we have fully occupied the province of Upper Cilicia. So now we're just going to move on down to Opol. Or let's have a look at troop numbers because the supply limit doesn't matter too much. So this castle has a fort level of 4 and about 1,200 troops in it. This one has a fort level of 3 and about 700 troops. So we're going to Opol. It'll be a much faster siege. And then we might actually be able to see where the Polish army is because I think they're up here in Kalisz. Yep. So there's 4,000 of them, and this is the Polish revolt. Actually, there aren't 4,000 of them. There are only 1,500 Poles. The rest of these guys are probably allies in that war. No. They're allies in another war of some kind. In the conquest of Praha down here. If we go up there, we'll probably be attacking 4,000 guys anyway. But it's not the important part. 50 tech points, my friends. Military. Yes, military it was. We're even closer. Even closer to what we want. We could upgrade this, but no. We're going to be upgrading military organization when we can. It's the most important thing. Alright. Let's continue. So yeah, quick siege here in Opol, and the temple and city should go down pretty well as well. Yeah, see that 4,000 troops has kind of gone away somewhere. This army here is going to come down and try and take Upper Cilicia from me, but it shouldn't be too much of a deal. And the Bohemians are fighting back nicely. Or so it appears. Okay, so there are a few armies gathering. There is no river crossing between Opol and Upper Cilicia, despite the appearance. In Europa Universalis, that would count as a river crossing. It's very harsh on that, but it only has a river crossing between Leitmerids and Boleslav. Somehow. And it's plains, so there's no problem with attacking into the place. For us. So we'll just let this siege go. And by that I mean win it. Yes, for holding an Upper Cilicia is at siege. Yeah, so they get about 6% every 12 days. I'm running on 12%, and I'm already ahead of them. So even if they double their numbers, it shouldn't be... Wow! Our Spy Master is awesome. Military again! Thank you. Very soon, we will be able to get the next level of military organization. And we're not just getting that to get rid of the pagan homeland attrition penalty. It improves the amount of normal supply that we can have in places. It improves the morale of our armies. But more importantly, it gives us more retinues. I'm pointing at the screen here, even though you can't see it. But let's see here. The second level gave us plus 400% retinues. So every level basically adds another 1 multiplier unit on. So as soon as we get that, we'll be able to get at least 1 more retinue unit. So that will get our guys up to the whole 1,000 spread on each column that we were looking for. Don't know what this guy's doing. He just keeps on trying to move and then failing. It's weird. I think I'm content with the Polish revolt doing its thing. Johann Lodolfinger here requires an education, and yeah, he kind of does. Honestly, there's not much we can do for this guy. -8 to every stat is ridiculous. But we're still going to educate him. What are we going to educate him in? It doesn't really matter. Learning, perhaps? Yeah, right. Oh, actually, we can get an opinion modifier out of this, so let's have a look at ranks. The Duke of Gilrea doesn't particularly like us, for reasons. Duke of Brandenburg, Duke of Austria is fine, Duke of Tyrol. Let's try and improve the opinion of the Duke of Gilrea. Lovely. I don't care what he educates him in. That's just fact of life sort of thing. This is a big drawn out war down there in Jerusalem. And yeah, the independence faction, which is what Duke Gilrea was heading, has disbanded. So that's good for us because it wasn't a big concern, but you know, it wouldn't have been great. The Queen of Bohemia is close enough to winning her little war. That's fine. Just had the Lithuanians show up. It's still fine. I can take on a fair amount of guys. That's what she said. Opinion boost with the Basilius. Lovely. Great. We could probably call him into war now. Yeah, but we're not going to. We don't need him. We also can't call him to plot against his own offspring. I wonder how much these guys will charge. Quite an amount. So we'll just leave the plot there. I mean, I'd love for it to fire and for us to actually get the kill in, but you know, it's not super critical. One more siege tick and we'll have the Temple of Sestachauer, and then we'll move on to besieging this frankly easy city. There we go. Yep, 3 ticks, and then we'll just move over and kill those armies before they do anything. This guy is just constantly pretending to move. It's strange. Well, we could now usurp the Duchy of Moravia. We're not going to do that. Previously we were going to do it, but now that we have taken Boleslav, or Slav, the idea is that we're going to take the Kingdom of Bohemia as soon as this woman stops being at war. Because you can't usurp a title when somebody's at war. And I believe we're going to have enough money to do it. I think it's about 200 gold. It's basically the same cost as making one. This guy, let everybody know, I guess he doesn't have much to work for in life. Look at his intrigue stat though, it's insane. He won't come here, yep, that's fine. We can tell him to stop backing our own plot. So, the Basilius probably has a negative opinion of us again. Oh, no, just a little bit. It's fine. It's like, oh, you're trying to murder my daughter? That's alright. I'm sure you had your reasons. Right, siege is not over. I missed that. Oh, that was kind of dumb on my part. But it's alright, we'll have it in 24 days. It's not a big deal. A son! Praise be! Ah, a son! Excellent. Ah, I'm very pleased with that. I am very pleased with that. It's got a shitty name, like our nephew here, but I'm very pleased to have a son off the Byzantine princess. And because, well, one, I don't particularly want to piss the Byzantine off any more than I already have, but I would like Prince Walram here to survive. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my spy master and tell him to scheme in Oberbayern, and that gives us a little bit more of a chance of discovering plots, which is important. Because if anybody's plotting to kill our child, who is currently in Oberbayern, yep, then we have a better chance of finding out and telling them to stop it. There's our victory in that place. So now we come over here. He won't give up yet. No. He thinks things are going his way, amusingly. I'm not sure where he's gotten that opinion from. At all. And the Pope sent us 200 gold. Ave Maria. So, jousting lists. It's not like we needed the gold, but, you know, if the Pope wants to send us money, he can send us money. Okay, so these guys are going to move down to Opole and try and, besiege it. What's this? The King of East Francia wants to marry one of his children to my daughter. You must be kidding, right? He's not in the line of succession at the moment. I'm going to decline that, but then arrange marriage. No. And that's bizarre. Why wouldn't he do it? Why would he do it before but not now? Bugger him. Damned Carlings. Okay, battle's won. I wonder if he still thinks he's winning. Nope, he thinks it's indecisive at 51% war score my way. So we attack into Opole. We converted some dude to the Catholic faith. That's wonderful. One of my vassals, Count Kuno of Deventer, has become a cardinal. Sorry, Cardinal Kuno of Deventer. That's kind of cool. I mean, he's not going to be Pope or anything, but, you know, it's kind of cool. Wonder where he is. Is he this guy? Yeah, this guy. That's kind of neat. Oh. I do have a plan for the Pope, but we'll get to that when we get to it. Oh, it's about time. Somebody's going to try and murder this child. Hilariously, he's looking after her as well, so we should have a fairly good chance of this happening. Hopefully we're not discovered, though we probably will be because the Byzantine has a huge intrigue stat. Yeah, this battle's fine. We've won that. No problem. 24% war score. Still think you're winning? Nope, come on, you pansy. Oh, I don't particularly want to hit these guys. It's the best place. It's the best holding for us to besiege, but I don't want to hit the Polish revolt because I don't want them to end their fight. I don't know why they're not still up here attacking this place. So we're going to head up to Lower Silesia and besiege there. And I think after we win this war, we might call it an episode, just seeing how it goes. We are losing money though, probably because our retinues are trying to reinforce. Yep. We have successfully killed Nicaret Macedon, and nobody worked out that it was us. Now you see here, how the second guy in line to the Byzantine Empire is Volram Ludolfinger. I need to take my glasses off and wipe my eyes. I'm crying from the amusement of it all. Ah, wow. Anyway, the point here is that we've finally entered into the actual lineage for the Byzantine Empire. And it's no longer like, oh yeah, your wife is, and stuff like that. It's our actual child. I don't know who Leonidas Laconodracon is, but I know who Princess Markia is, and I know this guy. This guy is basically unkillable. It's ridiculous. We'd have to 450, and we probably wouldn't be able to. But no, she's actually pretty good at it too. And we can't exactly marry her to anybody, unfortunately. Definitely not to Walram, that would be kind of weird. And all of these kids are too young. You know what, let's keep an eye on her and continue. Siege has started. 7.9. We can't check this siege progress down here, but it shouldn't be very quick because there's only 1,600 guys and there's, what, 750 in the garrison? My cousin here died a natural death. That's alright. Doesn't matter, she had children with the guys, so we're fine there. Right, so let's just get this siege going. And then, yeah, after that we will definitely call it a day. We've got typhoid fever and measles. Measles in Ostfriesland and typhoid fever in Hamburg. It's far enough away from most of our places that I'm not terribly concerned. I mean, Lundberg is right here, but we're not in Lundberg, so whatever. I would like to get these titles, these county titles, but I guess we're just going to have to wait on chance for that sort of thing to get the county titles in our main duchy. Just because I don't like holding on to Lundberg and Weimar all the way up here. I would much prefer all of my troops to come from Bavaria. Pope's dead, got a new pope. New Pope likes us. New Pope is also an impaler. He barely knew her. And yeah. They have so much money. It's so ridiculous. We could try and get him to nominate somebody as a bishop, but you know, not particularly concerned about that. One thing that's just come to play is, well, we can check it now because our plot succeeded. We always have, or we should always have, but we don't appear to have it now. The you know, we could kill our spouse. Normally that's a terrible idea. In this case it's not great, but it's not terrible either, because she has an inheritable claim on the Byzantine Empire. Walram doesn't have any claims, but if she died, he would get that. We're going to leave it alone for the moment to just see how things pan out. Because at the moment, with our current little succession thing, we got another granddaughter, that's nice. Good. You two keep doing your thing. At the moment, Prince Ulrich here is our nominated heir, and he will be our heir at this point because he's the best guy for the job. So, Prince Walram, if he becomes Byzantine Empire, it's going to be very strange on how we try and get the Byzantine Empire under our realm. We might not be able to do it. Or it might involve killing Prince Walram, which would give us Kinslayer, which we wouldn't like. The Alemanni Holy War for Jerusalem has ended. White peace, that's fine. But, even if we can't unify the realm, we'll have a dynastic ally, which is good. Always a good thing. And yeah. So the Basilius ended his little war, so, you know, that's cool. And he won it, so he gets to keep Jerusalem for the moment. You know what I would really like, though? I mean, you know, other than the usual stuff? Crusades. Crusades would be very good for us, I think, because we could actually make a decent contribution. And with a crusade, it's always for a kingdom title sort of thing, and whoever contributes the most to the crusade gets that thing. That's how it's supposed to work anyway. So yeah, that would be the benefit there. Unfortunately, it would give us stuff like, well, let's just have a little look at some kingdoms. Like the Kingdom of Egypt or something. It'd be like, well, why do we have the Kingdom of Egypt? You know, it's all the way down here. And if the Pope gets really stupid, it'd be like, oh, well, the Kingdom of Persia. It's like, really? My favorite crusade has been, there was a crusade for the Kingdom of Greece at some point in one of my other games, and Ireland won it. So Ireland had the Kingdom of Greece. It was a very amusing screenshot. Oh, King is dead. Right. Okay, well this is going to be a good time to end the episode because damn. Right. So he's given up the ghost at age 59. Long live King Ulrich. So be it. Okay. First thing we need to look at. Opinions. Some people don't like us. Most people like us. This is very good. Normally, when you're using like primogeniture succession, which we're not, we're using elective monarchy, we would get a thing which is all like, hey, well, you know, all these people hate you. But because we're on elective, they seem to like us, so that's good. Our nominated heir is our son, Ludolf Littlefinger, though we haven't actually nominated anybody yet. We have a lot of siblings. I'm not sure why. Why do we have him as a sibling? It's kind of strange. Maybe our mother remarried. Yeah, she totally did. Alright, well, that makes sense. So, allies. The Byzantine. Good. And a bunch of just dukes and shit that we don't care about. Okay, let's deal with this. Oh, we have the amass wealth ambition. He must have picked that at some point. That's to get 500 gold. We're going to hold on to that because, well, if you cancel an ambition, you can't pick another one for, I think, 5 years. And, you know, whatever. Okay, so we did not inherit the claim on Clèves, Metz, or Luxembourg. That's fine. We've got some messages there. Nothing all that important. We can invest in military organization. We have a capital province of Oberbayern. Done. Now, just to quickly check that, you can see that our levy cap has increased to 5,500. Exceptional. We're not going to buy that at the moment because we want to fulfill our ambition. We do have some things here that we need to deal with, though. Our demands limit is we're well above our demands. We need to nominate successors for Bavaria and Pomerania. Now, we could nominate Walram here, but there's really nobody to nominate, no Littlefinger to nominate, who I consider to be all that good. Let's just get these by dynasty. We could nominate the Carlings for reasons, but yeah, there's no real good Littlefingers to nominate. Maybe Bruno? He's not very good at anything, though. So, we're going to nominate our actual heir, Ludolf. Yeah. We're just going to do that in Pomerania as well. Whoops. That was a mistake. Pomerania, nominate. Where is he? There we are. Nominate him. Now, of note, we've now got the option to mess with the laws. That's fine. We're not going to at this stage. Not a good idea to immediately start messing with laws when you begin your reign. But I did notice that East Francia has 2 young girls as its in its succession. One of whom is an imbecile. 6 years old. Nope. Desiring a better alliance, etc., etc. Fine. Whatever, dude. Pope still likes us, that's good. Vista Mensfing. What are we holding? Weimar, Lundberg, Niederbayern, Oberbayern, Plauen. I don't want Plauen. And I believe I only have I actually have 3 duchy titles, so we're going to get rid of... Oh! We're going to get rid of Lundberg. Because we hold the Duchy of Brunswick. We also hold the Duchy of Bavaria, which we want to keep, and the Duchy of Saxony. We have 2 counties in Saxony, but only 1 in Lundberg. So, let's find somebody... Maybe Berta here. I don't know. No, she's normally betrothed, so... She's normally betrothed to a Littlefinger, so that's alright. You know what, we'll make Johann here the Duke of someplace. Fine. Okay, so we want the Duchy of Brunswick. Now, here we can't actually see the Duchy of Brunswick on the list because you can't just give somebody a ducal title without them being a count. If we check this box, which would include the counties and all that sort of stuff, we can then have a look. We're going to give him the Duchy of Brunswick. That'll also give him Lundberg, which takes us to 5 of 5, which is fine. He now also no longer has the same educator. So we're just going to find him someone. The Duke of Guilrere, perhaps? And speaking of which, the Duke of Guilrere doesn't like us. We're not going to try and assassinate him, obviously. We're not going to give him money. He's already got an honorary title. There's nothing we can do. He's just going to be annoyed at us for reasons. Whew. Okay, well, I think we should call it there. It's quite a nice little point. New king. Pretty good at what he does, I gotta say. We could have better diplomacy, learning, or intrigue, and after we amass wealth, we'll probably look towards increasing diplomacy. But yeah, he has an amazing stat line. Let's just go over it before we end the episode. So, brilliant strategist, best martial stat that you can get. It's wonderful. Plus martial, plus intrigue and stewardship, minus learning, but it's not a big minus, and a little bit extra health. He's kind, so minus intrigue, plus diplomacy, plus opinion from vassals. He's just, plus stewardship, plus learning. He's got a nice stewardship, I gotta say. More vassal opinion. Zealous, which is martial. He gets more piety per month. If we check here, he gets 1.92 piety per month. That's ridiculous. And the church likes him a lot more. And other religious people with the zealous trait, who are Catholic, like him a lot more too. He's gregarious, plus diplomacy. Women like him more, as do gay men. And plus opinion with vassals. He's brave, plus martial, plus moral defense in battle, plus opinion with vassals. And he's lustful, which is a little bit less piety, more fertility, and the church doesn't like him as much. But minus 10 from the church, plus 10 with the church. It balances out. It's fine. And he's going to be accumulating prestige quite swiftly, so that should get up there. And his wife, she's got a good learning stat. She's not that good in intrigue. We might get rid of the wife. The wife doesn't like us for some reason. She's a rival, so we could plot to just have her killed, and then we could pick up another wife, like who would actually complement our stats. Let's just see if we could just request a divorce here. It'll cost us 50 piety. It would be granted, and her relatives would consider it an insult. What relatives? Yeah, so we're just going to request her divorce. Real quick. And, you know what, we'll let that come in. Yes, that's great. We've won this little war. Wonderful. Oh, we dragged this woman out of the, out of a siege. Really nobody important, unfortunately. So she stays in the dungeon. And we just keep besieging these places. Now, hopefully the Pope, in his infinite wisdom, should grant that divorce. We just had a faction form. It's a fairly sizable faction from Duke Karl here. Not Duke Karl, Duke Gerlach. And yep, we have been granted a divorce. Let's see. We want somebody with a fairly decent diplomacy stat. I'm not too caring about intrigue at this stage, but diplomacy is important. We could marry our stepmom, but that wouldn't be all that good. Let's just see. Let's see. Let's do them by rank to begin with. Really? There are not a lot of high-ranking brides in the offing. Are there any Carlings? Because you know how I feel about the Carlings. Somehow I doubt it. Let's just sort by dynasty and then just sort of go down. That'll give us a better chance of picking it up as we scroll. And we obviously don't want to betroth any children. We want a wife now. Actually, these should all be in alphabetical order, so... Should be, he says. There is, we could get an alliance with the King of West Francia, but it would take 3 years. And there's no guarantee that she'd be any good at anything. Yeah. No, bugger that. I want a 16-year-old wife who is good at stuff. Nope. 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 Oh, this one has 20 diplomacy. Okay, so she's probably the best option at this point. Mahout. She's Frankish, but she's also Catholic, so that's fine. No. High intrigue, but that means she might start murdering my actual children. Despite being content. Helvis here is baseline. No. This one isn't too bad. But she's Norse Catholic, which isn't too bad. I don't know who Gudrun the Just is. No. This one again isn't too bad. Norse Catholic. You know what? This one. And we get an alliance with the Duchess of Verona, which is this place in here. Not important at this stage because it's still part of Italy, but, you know, whatever. Alright, let's get that marriage in. Lock it in. Come on, there we go. We can either get 200 prestige or the wealth. I'd like to get the wealth just so that we get this ambition out of the way. And you can see here, most of these people are voting for our guys. We no longer get to check on the East Francian laws because we're no longer Duke of Brunswick. There we go, fill the ambition. So we can either improve learning, diplomacy, or intrigue. I'd like to improve learning at this stage because she's helping us out with our diplomacy. Wonderful. And with that, we will definitely call it an episode. I know I've gone over time, but, well, I couldn't help it. King died. So, as usual, if you've got any questions, feel free to ask them, whether they're about this game or your own game, or, you know, the game in general. If you've got any comments on what's happening, leave them below. Be happy to see them. If you liked the video, send us a like. And if you want to see more of this sort of thing, subscribe button's right there. Oh, excuse me. So, with that in mind, I've been Sub. You've been yourselves. Later.